haven't done any darkroom work for years, but I thought I'd have a go with this old Kodak pocket camera. It's a 120 roll film. I've got some film, but it's years out of date. 2004. One of the things when you take the back off one of these old cameras, you can see inside that they've got patent, and if you can find the last patent, that's when this camera was made. There are 3 patents applied for in this camera. It's got Australia, Canada, USA and British. I'm going to use a method of processing which is called coffinol. Sounds ridiculous, but it does work, and that's using soda crystals, washing soda crystals that is, coffee. Not only does it develop photographs, it tastes good as well, and vitamin C. I'll give you the measurements as we go along. Right, first I need to put a film in this, nip round and take some photographs around the house, so we've got something to process. Size of a negative on this is quite big, so I only get 8 pictures per roll of film. Sounds expensive. Draw it across. Make sure you put it in the right way, otherwise your negatives are going to be back to front. Just start it going. Right. Ready to finish it off and lock it off. There we go. On here, it's just the bottom there. And then wind it until it comes into the window. Get a warning it's coming up. The reason this camera is called an autographer is it has the facility to put information directly onto the negative. How you do that, use this scribe here, open the rear portal, slide that down, and then with the point to the scribe you can put the date, somebody's name, what information you want, that is indented onto the back of the negative. Nothing new under the sun, is there? This particular camera has suffered a bit through time. It's actually starting to peel away on the bellows here, so there's likelihood I'm going to get marks on my negative where the light's getting in, but no, just give it a go, you don't really know. Apertures and shutter speeds on a camera like this is down to a bit of guesswork because you haven't got f-stops as we know them. You've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. A way of estimating what they could probably be, if you put your camera onto timed, press the shutter, we can now look at the apertures. Can you see that moving? Basically, as a rough guess, I would say it's probably going to go down to f22, perhaps down f4. So you now need to make some self calculations of what f-stop it's going to be. Shutter speeds. You've got timed, bulb, 25, 50. Not a lot. Something I find amazing about cameras, I can't believe that 100 years ago they came up with a tripod mount and it hasn't changed. There's the modern day tripod mount, and that fits this old camera. You've got one down here, and that's for portraits, and the one at the side here, that's for landscape. Okay, another day. Having taken the photographs, we now need to process the film, the Kodak method. Now to load the film into a daylight developing tank. I'm going to use this Jobo daylight developing tank. Right, got the film. So what I need to do is to put it onto the spiral. It's quite easy to do. What you need, just one tip. When you're in the darkroom with your very first film and you take off this backing film, you'll see sometimes a static spark, a blue spark. First time I saw that, I thought, that's it, the whole thing's ruined. I don't know what I've done, but there's a light come into it. No, it was just that static spark. Right, so let's take that off. Quite fiddly. There we go. Putting it onto the spiral sometimes can be quite tricky. So when you put the film on, you need to pull it first through a little bit, and then you put your fingers on either side and slowly walk the film onto the spiral. And you keep going, and you can feel the layers build up, and then you know you've got it all on. Right, so now it's inside. Okay, the mixture. I need to cover this film onto the bottom here. It gives you a readout. I need 15 ounces of water to cover the film. So what I'm going to do is make up 16 ounces. It's easier that way for me anyway. So I need to get, I've got some warm water here, about 20 degrees. You may need to mix it warmer. There we go. To dissolve some of the ingredients. If you do, then let it cool down before you develop the film. It wants to be about 20 degrees. That's 72 Fahrenheit. Okay, first thing is we'll do the coffee. Coffee, need 7 spoons of coffee. You don't have to be all that precise, as long as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's the coffee. So give that a good old mix. Okay, so I now need to put some vitamin C. The vitamin C, I just need about half a teaspoon. Right, give that a good mix. There is one drawback to this. It's not like the bought photographic chemistry. It does smell a bit. It smells to me like burnt Bakelite. If you've ever smelled burnt Bakelite, that's what it smells like. Ilford Rapid Fix as the fixing agent, and if you peel the cover back, you get your 1 in 4. So if I mix up 4 ounces of this and 12 ounces of water, then I'll have my fixer. Right, that's time up. What I need to do now then is to get rid of the developer. Start the clock again. Take about 3 or 4 minutes, that's all. You can never see anything at this angle, it's not until you get it off the spool. Let's put a drop of wetting agent in. I use literally a tiny drop of washing up liquid. It helps disperse the water off of the negative. Right, now the film's dry, I could scan it, but my scanner only does 35mm and these are a little bit bigger than 35mm. I think the simplest thing to do is I'll photograph it and invert it on the computer. So what I need is this little video light. Years ago I made an animation unit, so let's put the light on. Yep, a particular negative. Piece of glass on the top to hold it nice and flat. There we go. Here's my nice little Sony. Never lets me down. Set it on macro. Always take a second. There we go. So we're back to the computer now. There you have it. Old camera, 120 roll film, developed in coffee. Unbelievable. My next project, from this to this, my pinhole camera and how I made it. So please subscribe and see you soon. Hi, I haven't done any wet room dark. Take 5. Hi, I haven't done any darkroom work for years. I'm going to use this old Kodak pocket. Doing. Take 6.